Here's what nobody expected. The most dominant defensive force in the NFL just changed everything we thought we knew about the Green Bay Packers, and it happened in just 29 plays. When Matt LaFleur picked up his phone that Saturday evening, less than a day before kickoff, he wasn't making a routine coaching call. He was orchestrating something special for Micah Parsons, the defensive superstar who had just become a Packer barely 10 days earlier. "We're gonna give you that embrace that you deserve," LaFleur promised Parsons during that late-night conversation, revealing that the newcomer would receive the ultimate honor, being the final player announced during pregame introductions at legendary Lambeau Field. But here's where it gets controversial. LaFleur's decision meant displacing Xavier McKinney, a reigning first-team All-Pro safety who traditionally claimed that coveted final announcement spot. At Packers home games, public address announcer Bill Jarts follows a time-honored ritual, alternating between offensive and defensive starters for pregame introductions. Each player gets their moment: position, college, jersey number, and name announced in precise order. Normally, McKinney would command that climactic final announcement, yet McKinney's response revealed everything about this team's championship mindset. "We talked about it," the veteran safety explained with remarkable grace. "I understand. He's a big addition to this team, big addition to this defense, and sus. Give the fans what they want to see. So sus, I'm all for it every time." And this is the part most people miss. McKinney's willingness to step aside wasn't just good sportsmanship. It was a calculated team decision that would prove prophetic. When Jarts reached the defensive announcements, he deliberately extended his "and" just a little longer after introducing defensive end Rashawn Gary second to last. The anticipation built like a crescendo, and then Lambeau Field absolutely exploded. "That's pretty sick that they put that together for me," Parsons reflected afterward, his appreciation genuine but measured. "Now they can go back to their regular order. I kinda got that feeling. And so, whoever the veterans or the captains are, they can get it now." McKinney remained unfazed about potentially losing his spotlight in future home games. "I ain't trippin'," he declared. "As long as we go out there and win these games and play how we just played today, I'm good." The subsequent performance validated every bit of that pregame theater. The Packers delivered exactly the kind of statement that Dan Campbell's Lions had been making at Lambeau Field in recent seasons. Except this time, Green Bay was doing the demolishing. The final score read 27-13. But the margin felt even more decisive. Here's what makes this truly fascinating. Parsons participated in fewer than 45% of defensive plays, just 29 out of 65 total snaps. He was still recovering from a back injury, regaining full fitness after missing Cowboys training camp, and learning defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley's entire system from scratch. Yet in those limited opportunities, everyone watching, whether packed into Lambeau Field or glued to their television screens, witnessed exactly why Green Bay made such a monumental trade and how a already formidable defense transforms into something terrifying when Parsons leads the charge. His presence? Just being Micah Parsons, McKinney explained, with the wisdom of someone who understands elite talent. When you get a guy like that, of that talent, you can put him out there and tell him to just stand there. And before the play is snapped, they're going to be looking for him, because if you're not prepared for him, it's not going to be good for you. So I think just his presence out there alone is intimidating for offenses, and he didn't even play the whole game. So once he gets kind of in his groove, and he starts getting more reps under his belt, it's going to be great. Parsons' inaugural snap in green and gold came during Detroit's first third down situation, a 3rd and 7 from their 27-yard line, with Green Bay already commanding a 7-0 advantage. Initially appearing to muscle past right tackle Penei Sewell around the outside edge, Parsons suddenly maneuvered inside, swatting at Sewell's interior hand to create separation before applying immediate pressure to quarterback Jared Goff. Goff scrambled right and managed only a short completion that lost 2 yards, forcing a punt. But here's where it gets controversial. Was Sewell widely considered one of the league's premier tackles, simply caught off guard? Or does this represent a larger problem for Detroit's offensive line philosophy? Parsons' second documented pressure, according to Next Gen Stats, arrived late in the second quarter with Detroit facing 3rd and 7 from Green Bay's 16-yard line, and the Packers maintaining a comfortable 17-3 lead, with Detroit set to receive the second-half kickoff. Parsons noticed the Lions failed to slide protection his direction, guaranteeing another one-on-one matchup against Sewell. The veteran pass rusher instructed defensive tackle Colby Wooden, positioned to his right, to execute a power rush against the right guard. Parsons took a deceptive jab step left before juking back right, beating Sewell inside while Wooden occupied his assignment. With Parsons closing fast, Goff released a hurried throw toward receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown that safety Evan Williams intercepted. You get it to a 3rd and long, even 3rd and short, you understand that the ball's gotta come out, Williams explained, describing the psychological advantage. Especially against a non-mobile quarterback like Goff, you can't run around forever. So yeah, it definitely gave me a little bit of confidence seeing one Parsons run on the field. You're like, okay, here we go. Now it's time to guard for not that long because the ball's going to come out. So that reassurance definitely helps us as cover players. Parsons' lone sack occurred during fourth quarter garbage time, when he fought through traffic along the right side before crossing from outside the far hash marks to directly in front of the Packers sideline, ultimately corralling Goff. Next-gen stats clocked Parsons at 18.47 miles per hour, though he guessed 21 mph and claimed he didn't even burst out. The sideline erupted while Parsons raised his right arm triumphantly, pointer finger extended skyward. It looked like a speed of light or a shooting star just coming out of the sky and closing ground fast, LaFleur marveled. That's why he's here, right? That was really exciting to see. I definitely know that our crowd reacted the right way as well. I don't know if I've heard our crowd much louder than when they introduced him, and certainly on that sack. He definitely has an aura about him. Those 3 statistical plays represent Parsons' box score contribution, but his defensive influence extended far beyond pressures and sacks. Consider when he bulldozed Sewell directly into Goff's lap, forcing the quarterback to step up into a shared sack by Lucas Van Ness and Rashawn Gary on 3rd and 6 from Detroit's 38-yard line, after Van Ness dominated left guard Christian Mahogany. Parsons revealed the Packers call that specific package, featuring him and Gary on the edges with Van Ness rushing interior, cheetah. Or examine the play where Parsons occupied 2 blockers with Detroit near their own end zone, leaving nobody to block Wooden, and resulting in a tackle for loss on 3rd and 16. It just opened like the Red Sea, Wooden described with obvious amazement. Like, dang, they didn't block me. I just made the tackle. Coach preaches all the time. Don't get tired making the routine play. A routine play is a tackle. Let's get off the field. Parsons excels individually, but his true value lies in elevating everyone around him. He observed how Detroit initially sent only Sewell against him, before gradually devoting additional chips and slide protections his direction, creating opportunities for teammates. That's the type of respect that is warranted, Parsons noted with quiet confidence. You gotta earn it out there on the field. So I gotta show them that I can beat their best, and that's what happened. General manager Brian Gutekunst previously characterized Green Bay's pass rush as inconsistent last season, prompting LaFleur to dismiss defensive line coach Jason Rebrovich and hire former Patriots defensive coordinator DeMarcus Covington as his replacement. Despite those changes, the Packers still ranked 6th in both scoring defense and yards allowed per game, plus 4th in takeaways. Adding Parsons to this already solid foundation, and specifically addressing a pass rush that desperately needed someone of his caliber, it's really going to be a team picking their poison. Gary explained the multiplier effect. You want to chip me? Cool, he's going to be free. You want to chip him? Cool, I'm going to be free. We have Devontae Wyatt, we've got Colby, we've got Kingsley and Egbare. We've got a lot of inside guys that are able to rush. It's really just pick your poison throughout the front. Adding a guy like that, it only gives us more confidence. It only frees us up better. Not everything proceeded flawlessly during Parsons' inaugural performance. During pre-game warm-ups, he experienced some geographical confusion. Cowboys defensive linemen typically use the same far-right end zone corner that Packers offensive linemen occupy, so Parsons initially joined the wrong group before being redirected. Additionally, the starting defense traditionally mimics a basketball fadeaway jump shot when departing their pregame 11-on-11 huddle. But Parsons had no knowledge of this custom, resulting in a delayed and somewhat awkward participation. "There's a lot of things I had to learn," he admitted with characteristic honesty. LaFleur revealed that Parsons' 29 snaps definitely exceeded their initial projections. The star defender finally exited late in the fourth quarter when LaFleur noticed him struggling for breath. Parsons acknowledged feeling physically drained post-game. He opted against a pregame injection for his back, but committed to doing whatever necessary for recovery before Thursday night's home matchup against the Commanders at Lambeau Field. He anticipates his snap count increasing after handling Sunday's workload well, expressing confidence he'll reach full go status by month's end. Yet Parsons retained enough energy to jog off the field alongside quarterback Jordan Love after their joint CBS sideline interview with Tracy Wolfson concluded. He repeatedly raised his arms to energize the crowd, serenading his exit into the tunnel, the same tunnel he had burst from 3 hours earlier to thunderous applause. "It's back to what football needs to be," Parsons declared, his voice carrying both relief and determination. "The trade is done. We gotta win. We're 1-0. Now I'm around some really great guys, a really great organization, a really great fan base, and a really great football team. So now we can put all of the nonsense aside. I'm healthy. I'm able to get off the field and get ready for another game Thursday night and just keep trying to win games and just be what ball's about." Here's the question that should spark serious debate. Is Green Bay's transformation with Parsons sustainable? Or did we just witness a perfect storm against a Detroit team caught unprepared? And more controversially, did the Packers just prove that individual superstar talent still trumps system football in today's NFL? What do you think? Was this performance a glimpse of Green Bay's championship future, or simply the honeymoon phase of a blockbuster trade? The answer might determine whether the NFC hierarchy just experienced a permanent shift.